I'm James will be the PT, and these are some great minimalist and near minimalist shoe options for kids. As a father of three, I am constantly looking for different types of brands and styles of shoes that my kids can wear that function well so that their feet learn to function like a foot, meaning that there's no unnecessary support, there's no elevated heel, they're not too stiff, and they don't have a narrow toe box. And I think it's so important for parents to get their kids into shoes like this because then the child will start to develop good natural movement patterns, and the shape of their foot and the strength of their foot will be good to set them up for success for the rest of their lives. So here's a perfect example of a shoe I would not want my kids to be wearing. My daughter does love the shoe because it's cute, but I personally don't like her wearing it at all, and I try and prevent her from doing so. So this is from Michael Kors. This was given to us. And you can see here, there's like this big heel. That's totally unnecessary. That's throwing her posture off and the alignment of her foot. And then also too, it has this narrow toe box. So this is causing her toes to compress. So those are things I definitely don't want my daughter to be experiencing because it's going to deform her foot and it's going to erode her natural good movement patterns. Just the same, I wouldn't want my son or daughters to be in like, something that's really stiff or with an elevated heel. Like I see a lot of boys in like these cute little work boots where their feet can't move. And I think that's just destroying their natural movement patterns and their foot. So I like to have my kids in minimalist shoes or no shoes at all. So I'd have to say probably one of my favorite brands for my kids is this shoe company here called PLAE. So PLAE. So let's look at some of the qualities of the shoe. So first off, it's a zero drop here. So that meaning there's no elevated heel. So it's a flat shoe. That's good. Number two, it's got a pretty wide toe box and it actually has a lot of volume to it, meaning that it's not just wide. There's also like some depth to it, I guess, if you will. So there's like a lot of room for my kids' toes to splay. It's relatively flexible and there's really not a lot of cushion. All PLAE shoes, at least that I've purchased, come with this little insole. So I don't really love the insole because the insole itself has just a very minor lift to it. I would prefer that it was totally flat, but if you want, you could easily take it out. But one of the things I like is because the shoe does come with an insole, I'll have them use it for a while, and then if the shoe starts to feel a little snug, I just take the insole out. And then it really is a true minimalist shoe. You can hear there's really no cushion. So PLAE is a great brand. Here's another example of a PLAE shoe. These are some Mary Janes. Unfortunately, they stopped making these. My kids go to a Catholic school and they have to use these. Unfortunately, I can't find these on their website, but I did look today and I saw these on Zappos. One last example of a PLAE shoe. This is a tie shoe, but you can see they all really have that same voluminous toe box, no elevated heel, minimal cushioning. So PLAE, P-L-A-E, great brand. Because we couldn't find the Mary Janes for my daughter that we were looking for on PLAE, we decided to purchase from this company called SOFTSTAR, where everything is really just handmade. Good quality stuff, but let's talk about the benefits and some of the things I don't like about this shoe here. So this is a Mary Jane from SOFTSTAR. Great craftsmanship. I mean, good quality leather here. Super minimalist, totally flexible, wide toe box, good stuff. But one of the things I don't like about this shoe is it looks a bit different. So we had to purchase my daughter a wide, and you can see that looks really wide. And I think part of the reason we had to get her the wide wasn't because her foot necessarily is so wide, but it really has to do with the style of the shoe. Is one of my issues with SOFTSTAR is there's not a lot of volume in the toe box. All right, unlike this PLAE shoe, where you can see it's like lifted up here in the front, there's a lot of volume. However, in this shoe, although tremendously wide, there's not a lot of volume. And so I suppose I could throw a sock in there and really stretch it out, but this is like an issue I've had with another pair of shoes I purchased from SOFTSTAR. They really need to start like putting some type of like toe bumper or something in the front. You can just see how it just tapers right down like that, and that could compress your toes so that there's more volume in the shoe. This is an adult version of a SOFTSTAR shoe that I used to wear a lot, and I really had to spend a lot of time with some socks in the front to really just like give me more volume. Again, super wide, but I think that's a big flaw of SOFTSTAR shoes. However, it is leather and it should stretch out. Another one of my favorite brands is this company, VIVOBAREFOOT. VIVOBAREFOOT makes awesome shoes for both adults and kids. My only issue with VIVOBAREFOOT's shoes is that, especially for kids, half the time they're all sold out, so you can't find them anywhere. And also, too, they're quite expensive. So, you know, most play shoes that I get, I'd say they're around like $50, whereas VIVOBAREFOOT shoes, they're about, like, I think these are like 80. And so, but it is a great minimalist shoe for kids, you know, really good traction, no cushion. This shoe does not come with an insole, this particular one from VIVOBAREFOOT, but super flexible. My son's foot is tremendously large and wide for his size, and VIVOBAREFOOT's work great for him. This is another VIVOBAREFOOT shoe we had. I have to say, I really like this shoe. It's pretty beat up right now. Often I'll just throw a little bit of leather honey on it, some conditioner, and it works nicely. And this like is to dress code at my kids' Catholic school as well. Okay, so we recently purchased these shoes from the company SPLAY, not to be confused with PLAE, but SPLAY, S-P-L-A-Y, for my dogs. So I would say they are a great minimalist shoe. So super flexible, minimal cushioning. It has a little bit of cushioning. It has like this cool tread pattern, and this rubber just feels sticky, so I don't think she's going to slip around. Super wide toe box. So I'd say on the whole it has, you know, tremendous minimalist footwear qualities. However, there go my dogs. The one thing I would say just is like, I don't know, the quality seems okay. You can see it has like these wrinkles and everything. My daughter doesn't really love the aesthetics of the shoe. The shoe itself only really comes in like one style with different colors. I think for my son, when he gets a little older, we'll probably try a pair of these out. I think he'll really like them, but I don't know if my daughter really loves the aesthetics. But on the whole, I would say this is a, you know, great minimalist shoe. With that being said, my other daughter, she loves these shoes. So I think it is a pretty good option to try out, and you can't beat the price. These were like $40. So pretty good option. Next, we're going to go into some boots. So we got these. These are Crocs. I don't know if they still make these or not. They're not really minimalist in the sense they're really not too flexible, and they're not really that thin. But for a winter shoe, you don't really want something super minimalist a lot of times because they're really just not as warm. Okay. But one of the things I would say what I like about this boot is it's got a lot of volume. So again, room for the feet display. It's pretty lightweight, and there's really not much of a heel to it. So this isn't like insanely warm in the winter, but for like spring and fall and like muddy days, these are great. And these are from CROCS, C-R-O-C-S. All right, lastly, you know, Uggs. Uggs make some decent shoes. We were actually given these as a hand-me-down. Uggs can be a little bit expensive, but here's some of the things I like about the Uggs. They're, you know, somewhat flexible. They're not too heavy. The leather really stretches out nicely. So initially, there's not like a ton of volume here, but this leather stretches out pretty well. And then, you know, find them cozy, and, you know, girls often find them kind of cute. We recently purchased like a vegan option from these, from Uggs. They have a vegan option now. They're a bit cheaper. I forget the exact name for my kids, but they like those as well. So, but I do like this. There's no support, you know, no elevated heel, and the kids' shoes are toasty. Lastly, I don't actually have a pair for my kids, but XERO shoes, I love the company XERO shoes, X-E-R-O. They make some awesome minimalist options for kids. They don't make any with Velcro, but good shoes. In fact, you know, that's what I wear most of the time. These are from XERO shoes. So you can check out the Prios for kids from XERO shoes, and those look to be like pretty good shoes as well. And so I think we're going to be giving those a shot in the near future. So for all of these shoes, minus these Michael Kors, you know, for their websites, I'm going to have links in the description below. So feel free to check those out. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Also, be sure to check out my website, perfectingmovement.net. It's a website dedicated to teaching people like yourself how to restore and optimize natural human movement patterns through just good exercise prescription, but also to just good mindfulness. So you use your body like it's designed to be used, so you stop getting hurt. Anyway, I'm James O.B., the PT, and thanks so much for watching.